Okay, let's go. Who wants to come in? Who needs to train? Who needs to figure out what the hell is going on? You got a couple of days left in terms of the end of the month. So come on through, guys. Come on through. Let me know what objections you got. Let me know what's going on with you guys. Let me know what you need help with. Let me get you some free money. So if you want help, come on in. Let me figure out what's going on and we'll go through some stuff. All right. We got some objections and some, I suppose, some questions in the group around guarantee. We got some questions in the group in terms around smoke screens and stuff like that. So I'm going to go through it with some of you guys once you jump on. All right. Wait a couple of more minutes and I'm going to go through how you would overcome a objection like, do you have a guarantee? Maurice, what's happening, big dog?
How you doing, man?
Good, buddy. Good, good, good. Peter, happy Friday. I've seen some of your comments online. So if you got a couple of minutes, guys, come on through. Let me hear some of your objections you're getting and let me solve it for you. Go make some bank on me. Maurice, what's going on, big dog?
What's going on? I've been applying to new gigs because you remember our conversations. I realized, they're going there, and I'm like, this is not where I want to be. Sure. So I grew some balls and I started to reach out to new offers. Sure. And I realized that there are really better gigs out there that are more fulfilling and everything. So sure. Yeah, that's a big step for me.
Good. What do you, when you go for new offers, and this is important because you are doing exactly what's going on in the moment, what are they looking for in terms of the interview? Are they looking for you to overcome objections? Or are they looking for your experience? Are they looking for your numbers? Just help everybody understand what is coming up when people are going through interviews.
But I'm gonna tell you, Bill, what I know is because it's my third offer now. I realized like shitty offer, they're gonna be like, send me your resume and they're gonna get you an interview and like, so what is your dream career? And like they ask you some bullshit question that you get when you go like to a corporate job, 9 to 5. The good gigs, they're gonna be like, okay, so send me one of your call. Let's see like how you perform, like no matter if you close it or not. And then you get on an interview with them, and they're like, okay, so let's role play and show me what you got. Like the good offers that's like, show me what you got.
That's the only thing they want to do. And that's how I say to people all the time. You go for good offers. The only thing they say to you, show me what you can do. Show me exactly how you overcome X, Y, and Z. If you don't know how to do that, guys, you're fucked. You are literally fucked. If you do not know how to fucking overcome objections on any interview, you're cooked. You're not getting the role. I'm telling you that now. That's what people don't want to know. You know, people are always like, you just network and market yourself into an offer. No, you don't. No, you don't. You go in there, you network yourself to an interview. That's the key. You network yourself to an interview. From the interview onwards, it's your skill set that's all they care about. That's the issue. You know, people don't want to hear that, but that's the fucking truth. Big Kenny, what's going on, big dog? Talk to me about an objection. Give me an objection. Come on, I'm in the mood. Handle some shit.
Give you an objection?
What are you seeing?
What am I seeing? Oh, I have one. I have a good one. What about, it's not really an objection, but like people who jump on the top of the call and they kind of show up like low intent. And I guess it's an objection. Like early on, they're like, I'm just kind of exploring around. Because it's a biz op offer. So like, you know, I just want to see what other opportunities are there out there.
Sure. Okay, cool. Can I ask, Kenny, like what's the big goal of everything? Like, let's say you are looking at different opportunities and all the rest of the stuff. What do you want fundamentally from everything?
Really just to replace what I'm doing for work, as like an insurance broker, because I kind of
Okay.
lost the passion of
Right.
doing that.
What would that be? Like, what would you have to replace? Can I ask?
I'm making about 200K a year, so 20K
200K.
a month.
Okay. So if I show you a system and a structure in terms of YouTube automations and showing you how to build a complete system that would take you less than 7 hours of work a week, that would guarantee you $20,000 every single month. Would that be something you'd be interested in exploring?
No, for sure. I think that sounds very interesting. Um,
And I understand that you are looking at different opportunities and stuff like that. But if I was to show you that, would that be something that you would even want to consider moving forward? Yes or no?
yeah, if everything makes sense, I guess I would want to talk to people too.
Sure, we can definitely do that. We can definitely, put you in front of enough people. And I guess like for you, you wouldn't be booking in a random call with someone if you didn't have a fair idea that what we do can get you, the results anyway. Because over the last couple of days, we've seen hundreds of results, and I'm more than happy to send you hundreds more, but that's just where we are today. That's working.
Mhm.
So you again, when people are like, I want to see results, I want to see what you guys are doing, I want to see testimonials before I move forward. You bring them back to what they've already done. You bring them back to the sales funnel that they've already gone through, where they've seen hundreds of different results, because then they can agree to, because they've already done it. You know what I mean? But that whole premise of it is an objection. Oh, I'm just shopping around. Oh, I'm just shopping around. Yeah. The whole thing about shopping around is not, it's the biggest load of horseshit. You gotta like, this is it. When you shop around, you don't go look at shoes, then you go look at a hat. You don't go then look at fucking sunglasses. You then don't go and look at fucking, waterproof pants. People shop around for one particular thing. So people can shop around looking for shoes, but they're still looking for shoes. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? They might go to different shops, but they're still looking for shoes. Do you know what I mean? It's just knowing how do I steer them back to understanding what they're actually shopping around for. Now, for you, you said to me, I want to replace my income. Once I got your income goal, and then I said to you, if I was able to present an opportunity where you can work far less hours than you're currently doing right now, but I can guarantee that you make X, would that be something you want to explore? It's exactly what you're shopping around for, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Correct. The stuff. George, did I see you got married this week? Yeah? Good. Good for you, buddy. How does it feel to be a married man? You're on mute. Oh, I hate that.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, yeah. Go for it.
So I'm looking at joining an offer with your student, Michelle.
Michelle Lowe. Yeah, yeah.
So it's a B2B offer.
Yeah.
We just got off on a call. So we're going to start doing a B2B offer with social recruiting.
Who's we?
It's Michelle and the owner who's in Germany.
You guys are going to do an offer together, is it? Lost what do you mean by that?
She has an offer.
Yeah.
And then that it's in social recruiting.
Right. Okay. Yeah, good. Awesome. Michelle is really good at what she does, so
Yep.
you're going to learn a ton. Good. What's going on with you? How can I help? Can I help you with anything today?
In terms of I like that the answer in terms of like shopping around, and I always feel like the hardest thing is when someone feels they want a discount, like not a discount. Let's say you don't offer discounts, but they feel the price is never the price.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get over that? Does that mean I need to go back to more objection handling?
I don't know. It's kind of like you. It's kind of like how you make decisions. That's what you do. You shop around. You look for different things. You think that the price is not the price. You think that you want it for a little bit cheaper than what you're looking for. So you do that, and you do that because that's what you see every day. You just think that's how business should work. That's not how it works, buddy. None of my guys get that at all because they would no reason to get it. So the question that you're asking is, how do you overcome it?
Mm-hmm.
You overcome it by giving as much value, giving more value than they think it's worth. And then they don't ever ask for it cheaper. Because if you perceive something to be more valuable than what you're asking, then you actually feel you're insulting people by asking for less. So let's say, for argument's sake, you go into a restaurant and you give me a 7-course meal, but you you charge for a starter, which is like $5, $7, but I give you a 7-course meal. Do you think someone would turn around and say, hey, can you give me the 7-course meal for $3 instead of 7?
No,
No. Why wouldn't they do that?
because it's
the
a
value
it's the
you've
thing.
given.
They might feel shameful.
Correct. The value that you've already given and what I want to offer you is completely rude and it's completely disrespectful. So once you provide too much value for someone to ever think that you're going to be able to get it for cheaper, that's how you know you're on the right path. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Rookie, does that make sense? Have you ever asked, has anyone ever asked you to do it cheaper than what you presented? Did it? Brooke?
Oh yeah, I've seen it from time to time.
If I gave you 10 calls, if I gave you 20 calls, how many times would you see it in 20 calls?
3, and it'd probably be specific geographies that it came from.
Okay, so like Indians are
Yeah, I speak with a lot of people that
Africans.
are doing their from India, doing their master's or PhD programs in the UK, and that's typically where you see that come from.
Very good. Yeah. A lot of Indians want things for cheaper. That's the problem with Indians.
It's true. It's just because
I
that's
know,
how it
it's
is
true.
in India. The price is never the price.
Yeah, because you're culturally fucked up. That's why. But that's why it is. If you go to an Indian restaurant and they give you 15 courses and they charge you $6, you're not going to be disrespectful enough to that person and ask for $4. You know,
Right.
so you got to give so much value to somebody, and you got to outline so much, desire that they want it, that they're never even going to be rude enough to ask you for something for cheaper. That's how I look at that type of stuff. So you got to go into your structure and say to yourself, how do I offer this person so much value? How do I answer so many questions? How do I get this person into so much belief that what I'm presenting is absolutely, I'm giving it to them as a steal. That's the headspace you got to go into this. Because if you don't, you're constantly going to see that over and over and over again. It comes down to the value you're presenting, but it also comes down to what you're presenting. Does it solve the problem? Does it actually give the person what they need, want, and desire? Do I actually cross everything off the list of what they feel is needed to get them where they want to go? Yeah. Rookie, what's going on, big dog? Any questions? Any objections we're facing?
So just continuing to work through the objections. I feel like I've done a lot of really great improvement this week on my pitch. I stepped back a little bit and really focused on implementation. Went back to what was making me successful, tying in those, adding in the additional skills. So that's good. Next week, my focus is going to be getting better on binary questions and being able to dial in through that aspect. So successfully got through a parent objection, which was a legitimate one. Her parents were going to be paying for the program, but really focusing on that, us versus them framework of, do they want you to be successful, and how can I give you that additional material to make sure that you get there?
Yeah.
And we got through that. And then I've got another one that was the same case with the parents, booked for another call on Monday. So it was good results that way.
Good. Okay, let's go through some objections. When someone says to you, do you have a guarantee? What are you saying straight away?
I'm saying we don't have a guarantee because there's no guarantees in life. The way that we approach this is we're going to do everything that we possibly can to work with you and make sure you have everything you need to be successful. What's most important is you're going to be the one responsible for providing that work. I've got a call coming in. Sorry, Bill. I thought they canceled. They've
Jump
just
on.
come
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Maurice,
Sorry, buddy.
No, you're good. Maurice, talk to me. Someone says to you, can I get back with you in a day? What are you saying?
Can I get back to you in a day? I'll say,
This
sure.
all sounds great. Can I just get back to you tomorrow and let you know what we're doing?
Yeah, sure. It's not a problem. Before you do go think about it, can I ask, do you feel that what we went through together can actually get you to XYZ?
I think I can, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Why though? Why do you feel it can help?
Well, X, Y, and Z.
X, Y, and Z. Okay. what is it that makes you want to go and think about it? Like, what's coming up for you?
There's nothing coming up. I just want to think about it.
See, that's where I kind of
Yeah, right. Let's go again. You be the prospect, and I'll be the sales guy. All right, and I'll show you. And it's just a couple of different adjustments, and I'm going to give it to you right now. Okay, Maurice, I don't have a whole lot more to go over them, buddy. If you're willing and wanting, let's get you ready and let's get you rocking to that first 10K month. Happy enough?
Yeah, sure, Bill. Can I just go and think about it and get back to you like in a day or two?
Of course you can. You can do whatever you like, buddy. Before you do that, can I ask though, in your own opinion, because this is the most important part, like, do you feel what we presented you today can actually get you to that 10K month, or how do you feel? Because that's all I care about.
Yeah, I think you can.
Okay,
yeah.
you don't sound so sure. Is there anything, I suppose, inside of what we've gone through, which is A, B, C, D, and E, that is guaranteed over, I don't know, 1,200 students, the results that you're looking for right now? Do you think there's anything in there, if all you got to do is put it into play, and all you got to do is do exactly what we need you to do, is there anything in there that would make you feel that you can't have success? Or how do you feel?
No, I can't see anything wrong with what you're doing.
Okay, well, that's the most important part. So, like, then I suppose the next steps from here, I know you said you did want to go away and think about this for a moment or two. What do you feel is coming up for you that makes you want to do that? You know, just to make sure I've given you all the information you may need.
That's just how I make decision. I never make decision on the spot. Like, I rather just like cool it off and just make sure that this is really what I want to do.
Okay, cool, and I can respect that. Now, the other side of this is how you've always made decisions, which is, as you mentioned, always been the way, has like from day dot.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, would it be fair to say now? Hopefully, you don't think I'm being disrespectful here. Would it be fair to say that you're unhappy with where you are today in terms of the results you've had in your life?
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, because like, you don't come to me because you're King Kong, you know, rocking everybody out of the fucking ocean and everyone out of the jungle as such. The reason you're here today is because you're not happy with the results that you've had in your life. Would that be fair to say? Okay, so like, if you continue to make decisions based on the value that you're presenting right here, right now, how can you ever get to 10K months? You just can't, can you? So I don't necessarily want you to make decisions based on everything that you've done in the past, because you're not going to be able to move forward tomorrow if you actually make the decisions on past failures. So can I ask again, like, what's actually coming up for you that makes you want to even go away and think about this? Like, what, in terms of you always making decisions and, you know, wanting a day or two to think on, like, what's actually coming up when you sit on that, just so I can understand, to see if I can actually help in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's just rationalize the decision before actually committing to do it.
Okay, now let's say you did rationalize the decision. Do you feel that this decision is going to get you to where you want to go?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think is holding you back then? Like, what do you think is kind of, I suppose, put you in a position that you do want to think on this for a day or two?
Afraid to admit that it's fear.
Fear, but like, fear is fear. What are you fearful of? Can I ask?
I don't know. What if it doesn't get me the result as quick as possible? Or
okay, does that come from a case of like the investment aspects of things, or it comes a case of you have the investment, you want to move forward, but it's just a little bit of, I'm hesitant because I don't know what I don't know? Or is it a case of, I don't necessarily have all the full investment, so I got to kind of figure that stuff out first, and then I can obviously move forward? Or like, how do you feel on that?
I mean, I have some investment. I don't have the full amount.
Okay.
So that's the thing. I would have to figure out how to come up with it.
Right. And I can definitely help with that, because I'm the only person that's going to be able to help with that. Why? Because I'm the boss, I'm the owner, I'm the fucking CEO. My name is over the door. So I'm the only one that can actually help with that. But the biggest thing for me is, now, do you want to help yourself? Do you actually want to learn the right skills so you can get to your first 10K month? Or like, how do you feel? Because that's literally all I care about right now.
Yeah.
Everything else I'll help you with. Okay, so what I'm doing right now you're already cooked. Let's just say that. Okay. But what I'll go back to the start, right? So what you gave me at the start, Maurice, was when I said, do you feel that what we've gone through today can actually get you there? You said, I think so. So you gave me a negative answer to a positive question that I asked. Okay. So what I need to do now is I need to go back at you negative. Okay. George, buckle up, buddy. You're going to get your mind blown here now in about 10 seconds. So you gave me a negative question. You gave me a negative answer. Yeah. So I went back at you with a negative question. And then what did you do? You came back around positive. Okay. So that's how you sell people on the front end. Now on the back end, I got you didn't want to tell me what the real objection was. So I went at you 3 times. Yeah. I went back at you 3 times. Kaloni, nice to see you. I went back after you 3 times. Okay. And I just stayed with you. Very calm, very collected, very understanding. And then you told me it was fear. More often than not, people won't tell you it's fear. More often than not, they'll tell you it's just a lot of money. I just need to go and figure this out. Or I just need to go and speak to a partner, which is 2 smoke screens. So the question, when you said to me, it's fear, I'm like, okay, if you want to give it to me, you can give it to me. Now, what I need to do is I need to distinguish between, is it fear logistics or is it fear money? So that's why I asked that question. Is it more of a case of you have the full investments, you just need to figure out how to make it work? So that's fear of logistics. Or is it a case of you don't actually have the investments and you just need to go away and see how that actually works, which is fear money? Now, once I get that answer, then I can actually go and solve the fear. The reason why I don't solve fear before I figure out the investment is because there's no point solving the fucking fear if you turn around and everything makes sense. And then he says to you, but I only have $100 in my bank account. So you got to get that conundrum fixed first, because then you can go after the fear knowing that you've already the finances sorted out. Now, you mentioned to me, I have some of the finances, but I don't have it all. And that's when I said to you, don't worry about that. I will help you figure it out. I'm the only person that can help you figure it out. Hence why my name is over the door. That's me if I was selling it in my capacity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it really does.
Any questions on any of that?
I think that's where I realized that's where I got to get comfortable at, like getting in the trench with that person and be like, it's either like you're gonna jump off the call and you're gonna ghost me, or we're gonna get to a yes or no answer.
Correct. Now, I went through something last night with my elite people that I do every Tuesday and Thursday. Just going to plug that in for you guys. Train every Tuesday and Thursday with my elite people, as well as other 13 hours that I train them on my team. Now, I went through this last night. So comfort and confidence comes from knowing what?
Knowing what to do, knowing
what to do, but knowing who you are and what you are, and knowing what you bring to the table. I can't be confident if I'm not the best. That's why I am the best, because I am that confident. Okay. But understanding this doesn't mean that you're just going to be confident. It's about doing it over and over and over again. So when I started off in sales, there was 4 things that happened on my sales calls for the first 3 months. Does anybody know what they were? There was 4 things that happened on my sales calls. I'm going to break them down for you. Yes, no, fuck you, hang up. That's all that happened. Yes, no, fuck you, hung up. Okay. And my team say to me all the time, how do we know how far we can push people? How do we know how far we can go with people? How do we know how much we can actually objection handle? The question I will ask you this: how do you know how fast the car can go?
By pushing it.
Foot to the metal.
How do we know how fast a car can go? You fucking put your foot down and you just drive it. And the car will tell you when it's at the limit. Yeah.
I mean, I know that my Triumph can hit 225 and it hits the red line. It's not because the motor cannot do it, but it's like it's just stopped there.
Yeah, the car is going to fucking blow up or whatever. Yeah, so 225. Yeah. So you basically know how fast your car can go on a straight line, whatever, X, Y, and Z. Yeah. How far do you know you can push on a fucking call is you just push it all the way to a yes, no, fuck you, or hang up. And the reason I did that, guys, is because I needed to figure out where my boundary was. I needed to figure out how far I could push somebody without that person getting fucked up, without that person saying no, without that person hanging up the call. But if you don't get there, if you don't get the yes, no, fuck you, or hang up, you don't know how far you need to go or how much you could have went. So I would always implore all of you guys, as much as I possibly can, to go all that way, because that's how you know how far you can go. And I see it all the time, but I don't have the confidence to stay with people and stay in the trenches and stay in that uncomfortable position and still kind of like stay in that game with them. But if you're not comfortable doing it, then guess what you should be doing? You should be having difficult conversations all the time with partners, ex-partners, ex-girlfriends, bits on the side, this, that, and the other. So whatever the fuck it may be, you should be having difficult conversations with people all the time. This is how you get very, very good at things, because you push the needle, you push it all the way. Andrew, what's going on, big dog?
I'm good, mate. Can you just differentiate those two types of fear for me again, please? Because they sounded a bit similar to me. Well, you can give me all four if you like.
I'll give you four. Okay, I'll give you the four. So when it comes to fear, guys, there's probably four splits that it can go into. So the first one is fear of myself, meaning that I'm unconfident in being able to deliver what is needed to be able to get to where you want to go. Fear of failure, meaning that I've already failed in the past, I've invested in the past, and I don't want this to turn into a failure again. Fear of myself. I don't know enough about you. I don't know what you deliver, and I don't know if you can be the guy for me. Okay. And the fourth one is what? Have a think about it, Andrew.
Well, that's why so you said fear money and fear logistics there, but those are the ones that sounded the same to me. Was fear logistics?
Okay, yeah. So I'll tell you. So there's four
well.
fears. There's four fears. But what I said to you, there was fear logistics or fear money. So fear logistics is this, right? So the logistics will be, let's say I'm selling a program for $5,000 and I only have $3,000. But typically what people don't tell you is this: I only have $3,000, I can't move forward because I don't have five. And what happens all the time is people try and hold on to paid in fulls like it's your life fucking investment, rather than just getting a deal done and helping the person move forward. Let's say they give you 3K today, they get into your program, they fucking smash it out of the park, they make an extra 2K within the first 30 days. Guess what they're logically going to do? Here's the extra 2K, so I don't actually get charged an extra 2K on the long end. So that's logistics. Logistics are, how do I figure this out? How do I actually understand things so I can help you move forward? So that's why I asked, he said fear, I asked him, was it fear of like, you know, I have the investment, but I just need to figure out how to make it work? That's a polite way of saying you have some sort of the investment, but you may not have the full investment, but you don't want to tell me that you don't have the full investment. You know why people don't want to tell you that they don't have the full investment?
It's just a bit embarrassing, I suppose.
It's embarrassing. Yeah. What else, Coloni, do you feel? It's embarrassing. What else do you think people feel?
No, I was going to say embarrassment too. Maybe maybe they just don't think they can do it if they don't have all of it.
Sure. Yeah. So there's an uncertainty there, but there's a big thing that people have, guys. Yes, they feel embarrassed, but the one thing that I see over and over and over again, guys, is people feel ashamed. And there's nothing to be ashamed about, right? There's nothing to be ashamed about. People feel ashamed that they don't have something that you ask of them, even though they want it and they need it and they are willing to make it work. So this is what I say to you guys all the time. It's about figuring out what the actual objection is so you can understand it, so you can actually help the person. If he just had fear to me and I just handled it, you know, fear of insecurity of you failed in the past, and I went that way with the analogies or hooks, but the fear was that, you know, I have 3K, but I don't have 5K, then I completely fucked it all up, didn't I? So that's why I say to you guys, the single biggest thing you have to understand when it comes to objections is what the objection actually is. Okay.
As an example, Bill, would, for example, say fear of, you know, yourself, can you do it? That sort of, you be leaning into, say, like, you know, the bridge analogy, you know, you want to get the other side of the bridge, you're at this side, you need to back yourself to get there. Yeah. And then fear of failure would be, you know, that was your partner your first love, that whole sort of track, that kind of fear.
Yes, kind of. Yes, correct. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Or the fear of, you know, I'm just a bit uncertain of you.
Yeah.
Well, can I just say something to you? Like, from what we presented to you today, if all you did was put that into practice and all you did was just put that into play, is there any reason why you think you can't be the 1 out of 1,000 that is going to be unsuccessful for? What are you going to say to me?
Likely no.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying to you. So when it comes to fear, guys, you have to understand which of the 4 blocks does it come into. There's probably a lot more, but I just feel they all just spit into one of those 4 when it comes to fear. That's why fear is the hardest one for people to understand and to overcome, because they don't know which type of fear it is. which is the hard thing. That's why I'll always ask questions. You know what I mean? That's why I'm always pushing the dial in terms of what's going on. Just talk to me. Let me know what's going on. Most people fucking break up when it comes to asking questions and asking a person, look, don't give me the fluff and puff. Just give it to me real and let me see, can I help you? Yeah. Right. So that's that one. That's how we would overcome, you know, fear and, you know, can I get back to you, or do you have a guarantee? Kenny, someone says to you, would you be able to give this to me in an email? What are you saying?
You said me, Kenny?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Before I go ahead and do that, do you feel like what we do can actually like get you to where you want XYZ goal? So just get the tie
Yeah, I
down.
have an idea that it does. Yeah, for sure.
Role playing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, what do you feel like can actually get you to like the 10K a month? Like, what do you feel like can actually get you there?
Well, look, I've seen Bill around, and you know he does have red hair, but he is a pretty handsome guy, and he knows what he's doing, and he knows how to make money for people. So I probably have a lot of confidence in that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, besides like the red hair and like his personality and like the confidence, conviction, what do you feel like from the process? Like, what do you feel like everything I just went over with you can actually get you there? Because that's
from the process. I suppose like he has a very systematic approach to how to overcome objections, and he's kind of proven it for a long time. So I think that will really help.
Is there anything you feel like is missing or anything that can't get you to where you want to be?
Do I feel that there's anything missing? I don't know, to be quite honest with you. I don't know what I don't know, really.
Yeah. So of everything that we went over, I mean, of course, like you don't know what you don't know, but like, of everything we went over, do you feel like there's anything that's like, that's not there, or anything that you feel like can't get you to where you want to go? Because I want to make sure all the pieces are there for you, though.
Go the other way, Kenny. So, okay, so you don't feel that there's anything missing as per se, because you don't know. With everything in play, do you feel like that's enough to get you to where you want to go? Because that's the most important thing. It's not necessarily what we don't have, it's more a case of what we do have, you feel is going to get you there. Because you got to get, before you move on, Kenny, you got to get a double buy-in. You got to get that person completely convinced that the last thing that they say is, yes, everything makes sense. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you did that. Let's go back to it.
Yeah. So do you feel like everything, it's enough to get you to where you want to be?
Yes.
Okay. So like that's cemented, like no question about that.
No question about that. No.
Okay, cool. So before I send over like an email over to you, what do you feel like is coming up for you? Like what was it that you're wanting to see, just to see if I can help you out?
Yeah, I just want to just see it all written down. It's just how I make decisions. You know, I'm a very analytical brain, as they say. You know, I just like to see things all written out before I make a decision on things.
Yeah, that's not a problem. When you say you want to see things like written out, I guess, is it the case maybe you're just looking for, I don't know, maybe a little bit more certainty? Would that be fair?
No, I'm just looking for it all wrote out, just so I can make a decision then.
Okay, I can go over that with you. I can. I don't know if that's the right path to take, but I was gonna say I can go over it with you. Like as far as like the agreement, we can go through that together. If everything fits into what you're looking for, then we can just move forward and rock and roll. Would that be appropriate?
No, I just want to see it myself, if that's okay. All right, let's go back. All right, I'll take it out for you. So where I left it was this is, you know, this is just how I want to see it, or just X, Y, and Z. So let's go back to a couple of steps, and I'll just show you a different pattern. All right. So let's say it comes out of, so you feel everything inside, you know, is going to get you to where you want to go. Is that fair enough?
Yeah. No question about that.
Okay, cool. So like when you want all this kind of on an email as such, just help me understand where that's coming from, just so I can see what needs to be put on that as such.
Yeah, I'm just very analytical, so I just want to see everything on paper. It's just how I make decisions. I never make decisions on the first call. I just want to go through everything first and make sure all the boxes tick.
Yeah. Can I ask, is the decision made that you want to move forward, or is it a case of you're still a little bit uncertain and you just want to see it all rolled out?
I do want to do it, just want to double check.
Okay, so what I just got there from that very direct question, Kenny, is what?
That I want to do it.
The reason why I wanted that Tell me.
Get the confirmation that
Correct.
I actually do want to make a change.
Yeah, because I ain't writing jack shit unless I see that you want to do it. And even if I did want to write jack shit, I ain't writing jack shit anyway. We're going to do it now. So that question alone will ultimately knock that away, because if they come around and say to you, I'm just a bit unsure, then there's no email under this fucking green arch that will put them in a position where they are going to move forward anyway. So now I have to go back and I got to figure that out. Yeah. So once you gave me that agreement, then it was a case of, okay, well, look, this is what we're not doing. I'm not giving you an email because you don't need an email now. Would that be fair to say? You don't need an email. What you need is a little bit of courage now to make a decision. You mentioned to me that you are going to move forward. So let me ask you this. What's stopping you from moving forward? Because that's what I want to help you with. Now, what's he going to do, Kenny? He's going to tell me what the objection is. I'm just feeling a little bit of pressure here now, and I don't like making decisions while I'm actually speaking to the person or whatever, which now is fear. Well, let me ask you this. Like, is it a case of now I'll go through the money? Because once I understand the money, then I know it's fear. Yeah. So that question that I just gave you, that will take it all away. Okay. Won't it? If you did that with me, it ultimately splits it one way. It says yes or no. Once it's yes, then I can keep going. But once it's no, yeah, then I know I got to keep doing some more.
Yeah.
Make sense?
So it's like, is the decision made and like you're wanting to do it, or are you still like a little bit unsure? And then it will split. Okay.
Yeah. So you just basically ask them, okay, well, let's say I gave you the email. Is your decision made that you are doing it, or like, how do you feel? And they're just going to tell you, well, no, the decision is made that I am going to do it. I just want to see it all rolled out. Well, with all due respect, you don't need an email then. And then you can playfully play into that. You don't need an email, buddy. Let's call a spade, right? Do you? I don't think you do. And now he's going to be like, no, of course I don't need an email. That's what's going to happen there. And then it's a case of, okay, well, like, is it a case that, you need an email because you just need to take a step away from making a decision because you're a little bit uncertain of things? Would that be fair to say? You're going to say yes, because nobody needs an email. I'm just telling you that now. Yeah. And then I'll go through the money. I'll go money. Is it fear? Is it logistics? And then that's where I'm going. And then that's how you overcome that. So if you guys can you write this over to me in an email? Can you write this over to me in an agreement? Can you put all this on a document for me and I can send it to my boss and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. That's how you overcome that one.
Do you always tackle fear at the bottom of the list, Bill?
Yes. Because fear, there's no point overcoming fear if the person's still not moving forward.
Got it.
Yeah, because what will happen is time and time again, is you'll overcome someone's fear, you'll sit with them for fucking 40 minutes and they'll turn around and say to you, I just don't have any money on my credit card, or my wife has my card, or this, that, or the other stuff. Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. Let me write one message and then we're good to go. Does anyone have any questions on any of that, what we just did?
I have a question. So when you jump on a call, what's kind of like the mindset? Do you feel like everybody is closable? Because then, every time we role play, I'm like, I'm getting closed. Or do you feel like what's the mindset? You think everybody's closable, or?
Do I think everybody's closable? No, I don't. But I think that's the wrong headspace, firstly.
I think so too.
Because it's not a case of whether they're closable or not. So if they're closable, I'm going to give them my all. I don't ever want to close anybody. And you're going to be like, what the fuck is he even saying? That makes no sense because you just closed me. I don't want to close anybody. I just want to help people, buddy. And if I help you and you move forward, then great. And if I help you and you feel in the end that you actually don't want to move forward because you actually don't want to set up this business and you don't want to do 30 hours of work every single week, then there's no point. Yeah. So to answer your question, I don't look for a way of closing people. I look for a way of helping people. And if I can help you and me helping you means that you move forward with me, then that's great. But also I've helped people and found out that they don't want to move forward because they don't want to actually do this business. And that I've helped that person too, haven't I? Because I fucking figured out the bullshit in their life and basically said to them, hey, buddy, you don't want this. Make sense? But to answer your question, if you turn up my call, damn well know we're going to have a conversation. and we're going to figure out some shit. So if that means that everyone's closable, then yes, if you want to say that. Skylar, what's going on, big dog? How was the first couple of days? That's a good question. How have the first couple of days been for you?
First couple of days have been very good so far.
Good.
Gutted the script, made it simpler, and it's been nice. So stoked on that and just letting this knowledge permeate my brain. So it's been good.
Good.
Yep.
You'll start speaking like the Irish now. Your wife will be like, "What the fuck happened to you? Why do you keep saying buddy? Why do you keep saying friend? Why do you keep giving me binary options all the time?" You go to your wife, "Do you want steak or do you want pasta, babe?" And she's like, "Well, you never gave me an option like that."
Speaking in code.
Yeah, good. Yeah, he's already got the right beard, the red beard going on too. Yeah, good. What's going on? Sorry, go for it.
Sure thing, bro. So there's two things that it's actually the same question, but two scenarios. So
Okay.
I posted this in the group this last week, but I had this guy who was ready to fire on the spot, but his wife was just not in it.
Okay.
And I dug and I dug and I dug. And this is before I joined the program on Monday. So I was using what I had seen from your IG videos, right?
Okay.
I got down to the bottom of it, and the guy's like, "Well, the reason my wife's actually mad because I lost $120,000 in Celsius." And I was like, "Okay, there's our black swan, right?"
Yep.
So I basically got to that point, and at that point, I was like, "All right, I don't really know what to do." Right. So once I figured out that black swan, I could see that the wife doesn't trust the man, and this dude lost a lot of money. That's where I kind of didn't know where to go from there.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a valid reason for the wife.
Yep.
But what I need to do is I need to challenge the wife's commitment to him.
Yep.
What I mean by that is more so, challenging his mindset, challenging the issues of why he lost the 120K. Was it a case of that he didn't do the work? Was it a case of that, his life got distractions in it? I got to figure that out first, because if you don't figure that out, then you're not going to be able to help the people move forward. And then you ask the based on, can I ask, like, in terms of what we have presented today, do you think there's anything inside that will make you feel that you're going to fail? And they're going to say things like this. They're going to say, "Well, I don't know." Yeah, no, of course you don't know. The reason you don't know is because you're not inside. From what I've shown you, is there anything that you feel that all you got to do is put it into play that you're not going to have success? Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of our ex-clients and current clients. And they're going to give me yes. Okay. So now we've got to go after the reason of, can I ask you, Mary, what's coming up for you? Like what puts you in a position where you're a little bit, I suppose, pulled back, a little bit hesitant compared to your husband who's ready, good to go? Like what's your concern? Can I ask? When you ask something like that, and you ask it in that kind of, I suppose, caring kind of framework, because you do care, she's going to tell you, "I'm just scared that he's going to fail again." So now I got to know, and now I know that I got to give her a tremendous amount of confidence, because she doesn't believe and have confidence in who?
In her husband.
Okay, so she's got to have confidence in me then, doesn't she?
Yep.
She's got to have confidence in my fucking boss or influencer or whatever. So if you don't have confidence in him, fuck him. Like, put that fucking dickhead over there. Come and have confidence in me, because I'm going to make sure. And that's how you start speaking, and that's how you fucking get through it. Do you have confidence in yourself, Mary? Yes. Do you have confidence in if we show you and your husband what to do, where to do, what we're all about, and what we're going to help you with so you can get X? Do you have confidence in that? Do you think we would be here today if we weren't successful for people? And I think the big issue that has happened in the past, especially around Paul's, X program, is that he never reached out. He never done A, B, and C. But what we're going to do to counteract that and make sure that he is successful is we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. If we give you guys 1, 2, and 3, or even if you had 1, 2, and 3 6 months ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, do you think you'd be in this position today? I don't think you would. So you gotta, like, the confidence has to come from somewhere.
Yep.
That's the uncertainty. She was afraid that she's going to lose more money. Yeah. But we gotta figure out where's the confidence lacking. Because if we can figure that out, then we can actually help them based on the value that we present. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody else? Yeah, that's how you overcome partners. You gotta, it's like how you overcome partners, who beats who? So you have 3 people in a round, 2 against 1 or 1 against 2. So you got to figure out who's the weak link. You got to figure out what's the weak link, because the other 2 strong people are going to overcome the weak link. That's how you do that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Any other questions? We're going to go through a couple more objections while we're here.
I had a similar situation today as that.
Big
so
Joe. Come on
man.
then, Big Joe. What's going on with you?
Yeah, really well. How are you?
Good, buddy.
Yeah, so I had a similar situation as Skylar. So basically, the guy, I spoke to him back in June, and then he didn't want to put a down payment down. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So we just back and forth, and then he got back in touch with me. So he's like, Joe, I'm interested now. So I tried to ring him on that day that he messaged me. He was like, no, we need to do it on Friday. It was this Friday. So he messaged me on the Saturday before. So basically 6 days had gone past. And then obviously now he's like, my sister doesn't want me to do it because she doesn't trust me because of the things I've invested in previously. So like, how do I battle that? Because I just told him up front, I said, Ian, the guy who joined at the same time of you, now he has 3 clients with his marketing agency. Well, what's the opportunity cost of you missing out of actually, I can't remember what I said, but
yeah,
how would you have gone about that in a different way?
I'll tell you why I won't go that way with it.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why. Okay. When you tell someone else's story, whose story is it?
It's not theirs, yeah.
Okay. When I tell you, hey, I used to have this client, Sally. She was 14 stone when she should have been 8, and she was suicidal. What you are going to do, right, is you're not going to associate yourself with Sally because you don't walk in Sally's shoes. So the idea of that type of framework, it does okay, but it's not going to get enough confidence into a person to help them move forward.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen is they're going to do this. Joe, they're going to be like, yeah, no, that's really good for Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yeah, no, look, that's great, wonderful. So what they're doing is they're separating themselves from the actual story that you just told them. Even though you know that they're the same person as Joey's Tom, Dick, or Harry, whoever else you just said. But you gotta, like, when people do things like that, you gotta go after their, intentions. You gotta go after their decision making. And you gotta go after what they haven't done. Joe, can I just refer back to 6 months ago when you were in this exact same position and you actually didn't allow yourself to move forward? Do you know where you would be 6 months down the line if you did move forward? And they will tell you. They will basically tell you, well, I won't, like, I'd have more clients, so I'd make more money, X, Y, and Z. Well, let me ask you this. Do you want to get there? Yes or no? Why do you want to get there? Now I'm going to ask them, okay, you sell me why you want to get there. And then when I come all the way back around, then I'm going to ask the last question. And the last question, you know very well, Joe, is just basically this. Well, if that's how you want to feel and that's the life that you want to live and that's the, future that you want to have for your loved ones, why are you stopping yourself from giving them the future that you want? Are you going to allow that to happen? Yes or no? Are you going to stop your kids from actually having the success in the life that they want to live? Yes or no? Are you going to stop your wife feeling that she loves you and that she's proud of you every single day? Yes or no? Those are those binary questions, aren't they? And that's what's going to start pushing this forward. Because what you're going to sell it on is you're going to sell on the past, I suppose, decisions that are not benefiting him getting to where he wants to go.
Yeah, it felt like he was playing Chinese whispers with his sister, because obviously he's not going to portray the value. Like, so I was like, let's get your sister on the phone. And he was like, no, I don't want to bring her into this world. So I was like, all right. So, yeah.
Why would his sister want to be on the phone?
I don't think she didn't want to be on the call. I don't think he wanted her to be on the call.
Okay, but why? Like, why is that even an important part of this conversation?
Just because obviously she felt like some form of acknowledgement. It wasn't necessarily that she controlled his money, because he was like a 35-year-old man, but I felt like he needed her approval. Like, does that make sense?
I don't know, what culture were they from?
He's from he was from Manchester, but living in Dubai. So
Crazy, weird. Yeah, you got to figure that conundrum out first, though. Like that's for me a smokescreen. Hold on a second. Can I ask, buddy, who's in control of your life? Your sister or you? When you go to bed every night, buddy, who do you think about? Do you think about your sister, or do you think about you and the kind of inadequacies that you have in your life right now? If you wanted to go and have a steak dinner, do you ring your partner up, or even your sister, or even your cousin, your mom, dad, your sister, or anything else in between? You don't, do you? So with all due respect, buddy, you're the person here because you're struggling in your life, yes or no? Is your sister struggling in her life? I can't imagine she rings you every time that she wants to buy a loaf of bread and asks for permission, right? So with all due respect to you, buddy, and I appreciate that you want to separate yourself from making this decision, and then you're gone. Do you know what I mean? Like you gotta start taking him away from that kind of framework. Because that way of thinking is not
I did
gonna
actually say it probably came off. It didn't come off as well as
No,
you.
of course it didn't. I know why. I know how it came off. It came off like you're a retard. You're an idiot. Why are you blaming your sister for you feeling like a fucking 4-year-old?
No, I did also
Wait,
say, like, is your sister achieving her goals? Like, because I said, don't let someone else's opinion determine yours when you're what?
Yeah, it's not about so. And this I tell you guys all the time. Like objections are literally like walking a tightrope. He values his sister's opinion.
Yeah.
Now you just basically told him, don't value your sister's opinion ever again in your life.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to help him move forward, or do you think that's going to be disrespectful?
Yeah, true.
So that's what I'm saying to you guys. One framework, one fucking question, one way of thinking fucks it all. And that's why the best guys got paid the best. That's what I'm saying to you guys, you know what I mean? And it's great, Joey, that you did it. Because now you know in the future you're not going to say it. That's that fucking red line that I keep telling you guys. Fucking go for it. Because the only thing that's going to happen, yes, no, fuck you, hang up. And the person that has the confidence to fucking redline it and go for it all the time is the person that's going to figure out, okay, I better not say that again, because when this comes up again, because it's inevitable, it will come back up again around, you know not to go that way now.
What annoyed me as well, because he said, Joe, I really appreciate obviously what you've done today. I appreciate the calls. I'm not meant to waste your time. I really like the influencer, but I'm still not sure. So it's like, to be quite honest, Ian, I don't really need your respect. And I felt like I said that, and then I was like, I really needed to just leave the call. I was like,
yeah, no, it's more of a case of, no, I appreciate that you don't want to waste my time, but the biggest time that you are wasting, buddy, is whose?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, buddy, I got to leave this office. I go get to kiss my kids. I got to go and do X, Y, and Z. I don't care. Like you not getting to where you want to go. Who's that going to impact tonight when you hit the pillow and I hit the pillow? Me or you? When you wake up in the morning knowing that you can't actually fulfill your potential, who's that going to hit, me or you? When you walk into next Friday knowing that you still haven't made a decision to change your life, who's that going to impact it, me or you? But it's okay. Do you know why it's okay, Joe? Because it's your life and you get one life. And if you're okay with it, and I'm okay with it, you're not wasting my time, my friend. You're wasting your own life and you're wasting your own time, all because you're scared.
And Nick did a good line for that yesterday. He said, I shouldn't have to care about your goals more than you do.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicky boy's on the vibe. Nicky boy is on the vibe. He knows what we're doing. Okay, cool. Anyone, any other questions? I've got another 10 minutes and then I'm out. Come on now, Rachel. I should have just asked you, Rachel, what was your question?
Yeah, so my question is, when you get leads that come through a VSL or whatever, and then you get to the end of objections and they say that it's a financial thing. Sometimes I go through open wallet, sometimes I go through like, hey, if we can make this work, figure this out. And they're like, yeah, are you willing to have an open conversation? Yeah. And then we talk about it, and then they're like, oh yeah, I can't do, $300 a month or $500 a month or whatever. Like, how do you know if they're genuinely like being honest, or if they're just kind of hiding behind it? Does it mean that they are willing, if they're willing to have that open like conversation about finances with you?
No, just because I'm open to have a conversation doesn't mean I'm open to giving you my money. So that's why, are you open to having a conversation? Like that means nothing in my world. You've never heard that from me, have you?
Oh, no. I guess.
That's a cold thing. That's a
Okay.
cold thing.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a-
Well, no,
are you
I'm,
open to
yeah, I
having a
got it
conversation?
from,
You got
yeah,
it.
I
You
got
got it
it
somewhere
from
else.
Jacob. I got it from Jacob. Jacob's consulting on that.
Yeah,
Um,
and they're getting it from
okay.
Cole. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
problem. Are you open to having a conversation? Yeah, of course I am. Who's not open to have a conversation? Put up your hand.
I meant about money. You know, some people are. you
Okay,
know,
but like, even if they're open to having a conversation, doesn't mean they're giving you permission to fucking take $600 or $400 or $300 out of their credit card. So that question alone is a waste of time. That's why you never got it from me. Okay, so the question is more a line of, if we were able to make this work for you, are you open to having that conversation to see how we can make this?
Yeah.
You gotta ask a question based on commitment rather than asking a question, are you open? It's like basically it's like this, right? It's like you walk into a restaurant, okay? And the waiter comes over to you and says, are you open to having a look at the menu? Who here would say no? Doesn't mean you're going to actually want something. That's what you just asked them. Are you open to having a look at the menu? I am. And then when the waiter comes back around and says, okay, have you looked at the menu? What do you think you want? I don't want anything. And then you're like, hold on a second. You told me that you're open enough to have a look at the menu. Yeah, I was. I didn't tell you I was going to buy something. I just want a coffee. So you gotta understand what the question actually means as well, Rachel. You know what I mean? Okay. So what you want to do is you want to ask a question based on commitment. Are you willing and open to want to have a conversation to figure out the finances and see how we can help you move forward? Yes or no? Is that a better question than saying, hey, are you open to having a conversation about finances? Finances of what? Finances to do what? So you gotta finish it off. You gotta direct it back into obviously making a decision. Make sense? So just changing that question alone will help. Because that question you asked is a very open-ended question, it could go anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, because you've been around me long enough, do I ask open-ended questions when it comes to the end of the call?
No, this was already after we kind of went through I did the money test kind of thing. Hey, if you had $3,000 right here, right now, would you do it? Why would you do it? Kind of a thing. And then I'm like, okay, is it a case of you just don't have the cash all up front, or is it just a matter of us, kind of breaking it down into more manageable steps, kind of a thing?
Yeah, and then they say, but yeah, like I need to kind of break it down. And then you're going to ask the question, would you be open to having that conversation just to see how it can help? Yeah, they're open to having the conversation, change it up to say, are you open to have a conversation in terms of figuring out the finances so I can help you move forward? Yes or no? Just ask it more direct. Yeah. Are you open to having a look at this menu just to see if you actually want something to eat? Yes or no? Now, you're not going to ask that in a restaurant, of course, because you just started a conversation. But if you were all the way down and you were fucking speaking to a person for 45 minutes, you are going to say to someone, are you hungry? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Do you want to eat something? Yes or no? Yes. Would you like anything on this menu? Yes or no? Yes. What would you like on this menu? Tell me. Do you know what I mean? But I've already had a 45-minute conversation with a person, so you can go binary then.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And on previous offers, I only had like 1 or 2 options, like a full pay or a split pay or a 2 pay or 3 pay. But with this, most of the people that I talk to are not even able to, the most highest qualified buyers were only able to do a 3 pay, which is $1K a month. But most of these people are like, that I speak to are nowhere near that level. So then how do you do that if you're willing to work more options, but obviously you don't want to just give them too many options?
Well, don't give them too many options then. So this is how we can do it. We can do it 1 way, 2 way, or even 3 way. You tell me which out of those 3 ways makes sense for you so we can move you forward.
Okay.
Every question you have, Rachel, I got the answer.
Good. I'm glad. Obviously, obviously I need all of them.
Morgie, go for it, buddy. What's going on? What's going on with your parts? What's going on with that? It was like that film I saw last night about gods and things, where he parts way with the water. And it's like he starts walking through the water.
I talked to you 2 times and then you already started roasting me.
Yeah,
thank you.
Sorry, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Apologies. It's our love language. That's what it is. It's Irish love language. If we roast you, that means we care about you. Honestly.
Thank you.
Jack, am I telling a lie? No, that's how we communicate. I will roast my brother all day, every day. It means I love him.
Then you're roasting yourself. You guys are twins.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just wanted to add on to Rachel. So what I was understanding from what you were saying was like, it sounds like the key part was so you can move forward today at the end there.
Correct.
Are you willing and open to having a financial conversation to see how we can make this work so you can move forward today? Just being that direct.
Yeah, yeah, because you got to, buddy. Because like, there's no point having a conversation if the end of the conversation turns out that they don't want to move forward. What's the point?
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing when Kenny was talking about, can you send this over to me in email? And I asked a very, very direct question. Okay, let's say they send it over to you in email. Is the decision actually made that you are moving forward, or you're just a little bit uncertain about things? No, I am moving forward. Okay, well then you don't need an email. Let's be fair. That one question is just a commitment question. It's just, are you moving forward? Yes or no? If they say yes, then we're moving forward. If they say no, then we're having to figure out something else. Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Was that it? That was the question?
That's it. Just wanted to confirm.
else?
That's all. No.
All good. What's going on with you anyway? How was the week? How was the
It's
month?
good.
I should say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming into the end. Last couple of deals in the pipe.
Yeah, but right now I'm managing. So I'm helping people out with the entire process right now. So we actually just hit a record month. So
When did you have a record month? This month?
this month, yeah.
When did you join family?
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Shit. Has it helped?
Yes, it's helping a lot. Taking everything I'm learning here and just relaying it over to the other guys.
Fantastic. Good. That's what I love to see. Having second and third hand information. I love it. Just get us in. We'll actually push the team, buddy. We do charge that too. We can do that too. Anyway, all good. I appreciate it. Well done. Good stuff. Right. Last question. Who's got it? I'm out. I'm going for my weekend.
Bill,
See you, Bella.
it's me. With the sister situation.
Yeah.
You kind of went straight after responsibility rather than say going like down partner framework sort of thing. Was that because it was like a follow-up kind of, he's already basically sorted out everything else, he just needs to kind of sort his head out and take some
Just got to
action?
slap him around then at that stage.
Fairs.
Yeah. Who here loves their sister or their brother? Yeah. Who here needs permission from their sister or their brother to help them move forward on an online business that they want to create and build? Nobody. So it's a facade, a faguzzi, a fagazi, as you Italians say, if any of your Italians here. Yeah, it's all a load of BS. What would I say, Kenny, in your world, if it's all made up? What would you say?
Fugazi, that's the term that we use here.
But you're not fucking
You're
Italian.
not
are you?
Italian, Kenny.
You're
No,
not
but
Italian, you bastard.
they say the slang here too.
Yeah, but like, what do you mean in like Cantonese or whatever else language you speak? What do you
In
say there?
Cantonese, it's called it's ga, which means it's fake.
Ga, is that what you say? It's
Yeah.
ga. We
Yeah.
do say that's gay in Ireland, but that's offensive now, so we can't say that anymore. Can't do that anymore. Load of ga.
Oh, the guy. Yes.
Load of ga. Everyone's like, what the fuck is going on here? Did you forget the boy? All right, cool.
Everybody's
Jack,
loaded.
do you have a question or you're just raising your hand?
No, I was just gonna say I love you
Oh,
so
you're just
much.
saying hello. Right, anyone else? Everyone else okay? Yeah, anyone else? Any questions? JC Vela, nice to see you, buddy. You're late. Don't worry.
Yeah, the sales meeting with the influencer that I'm working with, it's at the same time, unfortunately. But
Who's
yeah,
the
I
influencer?
what's that?
Who's the influencer?
Jerome Maldonado. It's real estate coaching.
Okay, very good. Very good. You got a
One question I have, Bill, is, and I haven't seen that in the content, is
No problem.
is there a video on that you can refer me to watch how to handle the fear objection?
Jeez, we just did it, buddy, for 30 minutes.
Jesus.
Watch your
Damn,
back.
son. Watch your back, kiddo. Yeah.
All right. I'll
The
rewatch it.
reason I'll tell you why, guys, that I didn't give the training in the actual guides is because it's too difficult to just give it to you in a video. Because if I gave you an hour's video, you're going to have 15 questions on it. So that's why I go through it on calls or in here in role plays or coaching sessions, and then I'm explaining what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. So go back. I literally spent an hour going through fear here. So go back, watch it, and then if you have any questions based on what I've gone through, just let me know. Because fear breaks up into 4 parts as well, buddy. People don't want to tell people that, because people don't know that. Everyone else wants to just overcome fear in one way. You can't, because you fuck yourself up. You got to understand which part of fear it is. It breaks up into 4 ways. And I'm going to tell you, it breaks up in a fear in myself, a fear in you, a fear in losing money, and a fear that I'm going to fail. Okay, so I'm going to explain that again. So there's a fear in myself, meaning that I don't have the confidence to help myself move forward. There's a fear in me. I don't know you're the guy that's going to get me there. I'm not too sure on you. There's a fear of past failures, that I'm going to have continued failures again. And there's a fear that I'm going to actually fail for the first time. Okay, but if you don't know how to overcome those 4 fears, then there's no point. Okay, because you don't know which fear you're overcoming. If I have a fear of failing and I go through a fear of, you know, getting burnt, I haven't been burnt before. So what you are going to do is you're going to insert insecurity into the conversation based on someone else's past failures that aren't mine. And now you're going to make me scared about moving forward. So that's why fear is the hardest thing to overcome, because you don't know which 4 of it actually it is. Okay. So there's no point in me just giving you 2 hours of education on fear. That's why I do fear here with people.
Oh, well, Bill, can I ask a question about the fear?
No, I gotta go. Right,
Okay.
come on. Right, come on. Last one.
All right. Okay, it's a quick one. Then, okay, so for the fear word track framework, whatever that we memorize with the bridge, which
Right.
fear is that then? Because I was just
You tell
thinking,
me.
oh, it's fear of yourself, like.
The bridge analogy can work on a couple of different things. It can work on obviously a fear of yourself, a fear of failing. So it works on 2. It doesn't work on the other 2.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Which 2 doesn't it work on, Rachel? That's a good question for you.
So then I guess it wouldn't deal with the fear of their past failures.
Correct. What's the other one?
I feel like it would deal with the fear of themselves, but
Mhm.
maybe it wouldn't deal with the fear of me actually, of you actually
Nope.
getting me there. Right?
No, correct. Yeah, it doesn't overcome the fear of myself, meaning like the trainer, and it doesn't
Okay.
overcome the fear of past failures.
Okay.
It will overcome the other ones though. Because what you're doing is you're pouring confidence into the person to make a step. Because that's all
Yeah.
you want that person to do. So the bridge analogy was built on the back of people afraid to move forward or people afraid of failing, like not having confidence in themselves.
Mm,
Yeah. Okay.
sense.
All right. I gotta go. So what's the plan, guys, for the last couple of days of the month? Someone tell me where we at, what are the goals, what are we looking to achieve? Let me know. And then I'm out. Rachel, come on, start with you.
Oh, I'm just I'm just gonna be practicing my word tracks more because I feel like I watch a lot of training, but I just need more practice like going through this, because once I go through the loop, then sometimes on the call I'm like, I don't know where to go from there. I'm still trying to overcome the person, but I don't know where to go. And I've been pushing lately where I've been burning leads, so I'm
Good.
learning that balance.
Good. Okay, good stuff. Kenny, what's the goal for the rest of the month?
Same, just going back to the basics of the objections, because that's where the sales is made. And but also one thing that you said in the trainings that we did a couple of days ago is to be yourself too, and not
Yeah.
try to find yourself and not
Yeah.
try to like just think about word tracks and like the process, but be yourself, use your own language, find yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's just pushing that.
Mikey Lopez, what's the goal for the rest of the month, big dog?
Yeah, more training and keeping frame.
Train.
Frame. Yeah.
Train or training?
Sorry, for more training, keeping frame. You said something a couple weeks ago about being doing the nomad stuff. I've been in Colombia the last like 2 weeks, and my training and my performance has gone to the shit. So I'm excited to get back, settle down to one place.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, guys, have a great weekend. If you need me, as always, let me know, let Jack know. Let us know what the hell is going on. Let us know how we can help you guys. Okay, my goal for all of you guys is to be the best that you can possibly be. And I don't actually want you here, as I keep telling you guys all the time. I don't want you in family. Family is not where you should be, guys. Family is a stepping stone to big times. Come and play the big game with us, because that's where we'll get you going. All right. The whole premise of family, guys, is to give you enough for you then to move. Okay. Because if you're not moving, guys, guess what you're doing?
You're dying.
Thank you, Jack. Right. See you later. Au
See you
revoir.
guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
great
Bye.
day.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you guys.